focus on getting to different milestones. You know, so, and that'll be the thing, I guess. It made me drop my food. Interesting. Grab the bowl. Really? Grab the, you know what, whatever. It was so weird. Why would, you know what, whatever. Okay, now in regards to the torches, you know, I know I'm gonna be climbing that rope, so I know it's not gonna let me take them with me. So, you know what? There's a piece of wood over there, and like if I come back this way again, which I may very well. I mean, there's torches here, and knife, and yeah, a knife, you know, not a knife, you know, there's a knife. Knife is here. Yeah. Hello, knife. It's nice to meet you. I swear. Sounding like a caveman. Welcome to Sounding Like a Caveman. But yeah, I mean, I know that the beach is like right there. So I could, I guess, just toss everything onto the beach from here. And, you know, like shortcut, just take it all the way that way. Instead of tramping through the freaking whatnot later. But yeah. Now something else too, because I know there is, you know, there's like a piece of wood over there. Now I've seen it from the beach before. But I wonder, could you actually use that to get up here? You could use it to get down. You know, I could see that, but I don't believe you can scale that rock face. I think eventually they're going to add a wall climbing mechanic with your hands, and then you could use that to shortcut up here. Instead of having to kill yourself through the jungle, or maybe this is just leftover assets from an idea of, you know, like doing that, but they decided to take it out. That's my guess, is that they're going to add, you know, a climbing mechanic eventually, a grappling hook or something. But for right now, we just have to kill ourselves running through the jungle. Welcome to the jungle, I guess. You know, AC/DC would be proud. Pretty sure it's AC/DC. But yeah, if we're gonna get to the ship, we gotta go this way. And we have to leave everything behind. Whoa! That was not cool. Do not do that. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Ever again. Holy crap, I almost lost my friggin' real life balance because of that. Holy crap. That was trippy. Okay. The aim is, well, the goal is to get past the hot springs, well, the sulfur vents, before the sun starts to set. That is the plan. I don't like that. They're supposed to go across this. Why the hell they took them down, I don't understand, but that is... For somebody who is short like me, whose arms are not supremely long, I don't like being that close to the edge, because of the fact that there is nothing I can do about how short my freaking limbs are. And especially since the game will adjust your location if you try to get more reach. Like, it'll adjust where you're standing if, well, not standing, but it'll adjust your location and keep you where you were, even if you step forward in real life in an attempt to gain extra reach. Like, it used to be years ago, I hadn't played Zenith in forever, but if you would play Zenith, it would be that if you tried that, you could sometimes get a little extra reach. I don't know if that's the case anymore, but it used to be back when I played it during the beta, I think it was. It was like early release, like it had just released. And and I used that to find most of the special crystals, and I helped a lot of people find most of the crystals, and that's how we all got together and we made a thing out of that. And that's how a lot of the locations were found. But anyway, seems we've pulled it off for the most part. The ship is over there. Let me see. If I go that way, I think it should lead me over there. But it looks like shortcut might be over that way. So let's do some parkour. Or rock climbing, whatever you want to call it. Save some time. It still annoys me that this is running speed. How is this running speed? I don't get it. But whatever. Getting upset about it isn't really gonna change anything. Let's see. The sun is getting pretty low. Darn. Yeah, so I guess I better prepare a fire. I'll prepare a fire over here. You know, I headed over here because of what I saw. So I'll prepare a fire, and then I'll make my progress later. So let's see. Luckily, I did successfully test that theory. Well, that the devs weren't actually going to screw us over, because it was kind of questionable before. I made a mention in that other video that a wolf in VR. I watched some of his stuff. I mean, there were other content creators as well, but I don't remember everybody's name. But yeah, there were other content creators, but the only one whom I really remember, because his videos were more influential, is a wolf in VR. So hence why I'm talking about him. And in it, he showed that you could kill crabs with rocks, and that you could start fires with you know, the pistol flint, because every pistol has a bit of flint in the trigger in order to ignite the powder. And in older models, they had a little pan that the flint would strike the side of the pan, and the pan would have a little gunpowder in it, and the gunpowder would then ignite, and that gunpowder would lead into the barrel itself, like a little bit of it, and it would ignite the powder inside the barrel. That's why in some of the older versions of pistols and rifles, whenever they would pull the trigger, there would be a large flash of light and smoke from the trigger pan, but also some would come out of the barrel up by the trigger pan, but the majority of it would come out of the barrel of the rifle. But that's why. And that is what happened in those situations. Yes, yes, I know. Scary wolves and wolfy wolves and whatnot. Oop. There we go. Yes. Oh no, Mr. Tasmanian devil creature things. There we go. That took quite a few whacks, but all the better for it. Hey, now. That's not cool. You're supposed to keep your distance. In my other video, you were keeping your distance. You better keep your distance. I do not appreciate being lied to about illusions. Hey. Yeah, you get to see these guys really up close, huh? I think it's because there's not a whole lot of room over here that it's trying to mess with me. Yep. Really? Not trying to do any trick shots here. Unfortunately, I don't have a knife here. Hello, Mr. Wolfrey. Are you coming to say hello? Unbeknownst to us, this is what Ryan from Family Guy would have looked like if he had never found the co-op town. I actually don't watch Family Guy that much, right? The Griffins, that's what I call it, Griffins. But yeah, like, in the comments, are these Tasmanian devils? They sure do look like them. At least I'm pretty sure, because they've got that wiry tail. They've got the long snout and, like, nose. Thin body. So, I mean, they do look very, very, very close. Very, very similar. Oh, yeah. See? You can see him really well in the image. But yeah. Alright, well. I don't know, maybe I didn't actually do that last piece of wood. You know, better safe than sorry. Anyway, let's see, what's our statistics right now? Let me see. Yeah, we're doing alright. Let's get together and be alright. I remember this from before. If I fall from here, then that's really gonna suck. By the way, I mentioned in my previous video, but because the audio, I had to put it in text form. But if our person can eat a whole crab in one bite, what the hell must they look like to be able to pull that off? Because who here could eat an entire soft-shell crab, even if that is a soft-shell crab, which I don't think it is, in one bite? Who the hell can do that? They're not exactly small. In comparison, like if you really look at one of those crabs, and you look at how big it is, that is not a small crab. So how the hell is this person eating a crab in one bite? You know, I'm putting out the real questions here. And then in comparison, you know, thinking of the action I'm pulling off right now, who the hell is this guy that he can do this and be okay? Because he must be built like a friggin' Marine. And then some. Because that's a long fucking way to climb. Okay, this guy must be friggin' ripped with a huge mouth that he can use to eat crabs and other things with a single bite. Because apparently he's not human. Alright, so here's something we're gonna do. Pretty sure. Okay, there isn't really a gap here, but. No. I was about to say, don't you try to screw me over. I do not appreciate being screwed over. Alright, and with that, that should have been the final bit to our shortcut. So we should be most of the way to the ship. There's a land bridge over there. Whoa, they added more to this island, huh? Okay. More stuff to explore at a later date. Where's my location? Alright. Yeah, I gotta watch my tracking. Make sure that I don't screw up because I don't want to hit my TV. Or... it's either my TV or the futon I have in my living room. If I crash into my futon, well, then that's a nice, soft, fluffy landing. But if I crash into my TV, well, that's a couple $100 and some change. So, yeah, really don't want to do that. Whoa, what are the giant rocks for? Can we interact with these? Holy crap, we can! What is the purpose of this? I want to know. Like, will there be a purpose eventually? Something to think about at a later date. I wonder if you could break the bigger rocks and make smaller rocks. We might just have to come back this way for another experiment. I've done a couple of experiments of my own. In my first video, I even tried to see if we could set treasure chests on fire. But apparently that's not something you can do. But I still don't consider it a wasted effort because you never know what kind of features people will put into their games. And setting a treasure chest on fire could be a good way to get its contents if, for whatever reason, the glitch is locked, the lock is glitched, and you can't break it off, or the top gets glitched and you can't break it off, or, wow, I could really make this into a campsite, right? That wouldn't take much effort at all. Holy crap. So definitely keep this area in mind. And all the friggin' coconuts, holy god. Are there any fruit trees around here? Because I still haven't seen any. I know this is wasting a little bit of time, but just doing a quick little check to see. Because there's no water, and I don't see any fruit trees. And there's shoebills. Okay, interesting bit of information about shoebills. These things are actually very violent. They are not friendly creatures at all. So the fact that they are not violent is kind of shocking, but interesting at the same time. Like, it even kind of like let me pet it there for a minute. So yeah, that's interesting. A big old cave. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, shoebills are not friendly creatures. At least not from what I've heard or read. Okay, and it looks like we're gonna make it to the ship before the sun goes down. Alright. Woot! Awesome! And you know what? Since it took so long to get here, and I want more video footage, we're gonna spend a little time exploring this area before we try going back. Because I noticed that there is a completely... It's kind of like a different biome over here. So I would like to know, you know, if I do ever wind up like shipwrecked in this if I spawn into this biome, you know, like what can I do to survive? You know, what do I need to do? Where's my wood? You know, what can I eat? Are there any plants? Blah blah blah. Now, because this is such an important area, I don't think that's gonna become a feature. But I mean, at the same time, I've been surprised before, so I really shouldn't try to rule anything out. Side note, I wonder if you can shoot one of the seagulls and eat it. Though in my, like, from what I've heard and learned from books, seagulls aren't particularly, they're pretty much just bones and feathers. So that might not even be like something to try. Might just be a bad idea to try it. I don't know. Yeah, take it for what it is, I guess. But the sun is going down pretty quickly, so I better make preparations here.